did we get ice cream?
When did we get pranked?
That's amazing. And on that note, let's bring it in.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my guys. You are surrounded by your four best friends. One, taking care of the
That's
family.
me. Oh, never mind.
Oh, yeah, you are one too.
I thought I was in the one seat. I thought you were.
There can be only one, Cam.
Let me introduce the table. We got Cam.
Hey.
Chris is missing. Tony.
Hey.
Zach.
Hola.
And myself, Austin. And today we're going to be doing an In the News, but revised. Get this. We're going to have like segments. We're going to do our best. I think we've tried this. We've never tried segments in the past. But I don't know. I don't want to limit
Should
it.
more so position it that we might have segments.
Yeah, we might have segments. We might not. I guess you'll just have to find out.
It's part of the fun. You just get to see.
We're
You
attempting-
find out when we do.
We're attempting to be organized. Buckle up.
Which, by the way, I want to say that I'm here tonight, okay?
You're awake.
I'm awake. I took a nap before I
Attaboy.
came.
Dude, I'm so proud of you.
I do have to say, for all of you watching and your kind comments on YouTube, thank you. I did not one person bashed me for falling asleep. In fact, all of them felt really bad for me.
I know. Dude, I should have told you just to go home.
That was a bad one.
So here's
Go
the
to
funny
bed.
thing. So the last one we did with the, what was it? The wedding things or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The failed marriages.
So
immediately.
I remember just sitting here, and then next thing you know, Cam's laughing, and you're going, "All right, guys, well, thanks for coming to the podcast." And I was like, "Oh, I missed the whole damn thing." and Cam was like, "Give him a break. You know, he's had a long day. He's really tired." And I'm like, "I can't believe I just missed the whole podcast." So I apologize, but I'm here.
You got a good hour and a half nap
I
that
did.
day.
I got a good one that day.
Nice.
You went home energized for extracurriculars.
The bad part, no. Pear was asleep.
That's never stopped you before.
That's true.
So,
Consensual.
go ahead.
It still is consensual, yes.
She married him.
Yeah.
She knew what she was.
It's in the
Wow.
small print, ladies.
Yes.
Cam is dismayed. He's just laughing.
I'm half listening, half looking for the thing, a video I was looking for.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's fair to say we should start off with the global news because it's a huge headliner. And we've already been kind of laughing at some of the memes that are going around on it. And so, yeah.
Richard Simmons died.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Tis a sad
You
day
didn't know
for.
that?
He died that day.
Yeah,
That same day?
I'm pretty sure
day.
it was the same day.
I think it was the same day, yeah.
It was overshadowed by something. Cam?
No,
Well-
wait, hold on, pause. Richard
Well, you know what's
Simmons
funny?
died?
So you know what's funny?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like days after his birthday.
Dang. How
So
old
when I
he?
was
70 something.
78?
when I had just found out about the other events of the day, and I like texted my wife and stuff, she didn't respond. She walked through the door, and I was like, "Did you hear? Did you get my text?" And she's like, "The Richard Simmons guy died. I don't even know who he is." I was like, "No, not that."
Get out. She doesn't know who Richard Simmons is? Oh, man.
I think I only know who he is because my mom watched him for a while.
She's the baby of the group, though, right?
Uh-huh.
She is. But not by much.
Not by much. She's
Man,
she's.
oh man.
I think she might be older than Jess though.
No, she's not. Jess is 34.
Okay, yeah.
I remember his shows, like his exercise videos.
Yeah.
Yes, same.
Yeah.
He was a
crazy.
weird
Well, and
dude.
it's funny, and now it all makes sense on why it surfaced on my feed was one of the old Whose Line Is It Anyway? The one where Richard Simmons comes out and they use
That
him
one
as
is
a jet ski.
wild.
Yes.
That one
Yeah.
is
That was
so-
hilarious.
That came on my
Wild.
feed, and I had to share it with my sisters again because it was so funny.
So
funny.
good.
He was enjoying it way too much.
He was.
100%.
But that dude had so much energy. If he died at 78, there's not a lot of hope for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that dude was super active.
It's the cocaine.
But even I was gonna say, but
You think? Do you
even
think he did
being
drugs?
I have no
even
idea.
being that active, the dude was kind of an amoeba. He was just a weird shape.
He was.
You know what I mean? Like it made
was.
no sense to me. Like he was
It's like
shaped
well, it's
weird.
like Jack Black, for example. The guy's a pudgy guy, and yet he's got the energy of an 8-year-old.
So much energy for him.
Yeah.
That's
But-
for sure the cocaine.
I mean,
my
okay,
gosh.
I'm not saying this to be rude, but you oftentimes, I compare
Dude.
you a lot to Jack Black, and you
Yes.
too have a lot of
I
energy.
can't explain it either. Like even when I was at my heaviest, like I somehow had energy. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is.
Is it the crack?
Sometimes
The methamphetamines?
it's the meth.
Your
See-
teeth look good, but
Thank you.
like,
Thank you. I brush right after. I don't know why the rest of them don't. I'm so energized. It's real easy to brush real good.
I brush every one of them 100 times.
I've seen crack addicts' bathroom floors that they've cleaned with toothbrushes. It's pretty incredible.
It's just adult Adderall. That's all.
Adult strength.
Don't you do meth through the shot in the arm?
That's
Meth you
heroin.
smoke.
Oh, that's heroin. Okay. Meth
Don't
you
ask-
smoke?
Yeah, you smoke meth.
Or you snort it. There's many ways to take
That's
many
crack
drugs.
cocaine.
No, you can
You
crush
can
it up. And
I don't really know.
you watched freaking Breaking
I'm
Bad.
glad.
That's
Yeah,
true. Oh
wasn't
yeah,
Breaking
he
Bad-
picks it on his nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Wasn't that, didn't he create meth in Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, meth, because meth. I don't know
I
why
thought
this
they-
became the how-to drug podcast. But
I thought they shot it up.
you can.
We immediately
Okay.
Heroin is the more common one that you put in the spoon and
And light and melt and
Which,
shoot it.
which
Okay.
brings us to our next point. Don't do drugs.
yeah. Children.
YouTube is gonna auto demote this video 1,000%. Especially with our next topic.
Dude, here's the thing. The majority, when I go through and I do the checks, I pretty much say yes on all of them that are like, is there inappropriate like words? Yeah, probably. Shocking content. Yeah, most likely. I literally say yes on almost all of them. It's like, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Well, when ad revenue goes down, we know why. No sponsors want to be on our podcast. Okay.
We hate it. We're not condoning it. It's terrible. We're talking about
Which I don't get it. I feel like
Bad.
there's ones out there that are worse than us.
Oh, 100%.
Granted,
Yeah.
they're bringing in a lot more, which subscribe,
man.
people.
You know what? We're doing great. For our numbers, we're doing great.
Not
you
too
guys,
shabby.
we have the best support group out there. You guys all grab that seat here at the table. Join in. Nestle in because we got a heavy topic here.
Bro, so you guys, I'm sure this is like the second shot heard around the world right here. Everybody knows what happened.
What was the first?
The one that started the
Revolutionary
Revolutionary War.
Oh, okay.
Didn't
That's
pay
right.
much
You
attention
know.
to
That's
history.
right. Thank you. That's right.
But
He was probably asleep.
That probably was.
I'm gonna play dumb. Actually, I am dumb. I don't know that shot actually.
it's where the colonists were kind of pushing back against the military, like the British military, in like the town square and stuff, and the tensions were heating up to this point, and somebody fired a shot. They don't know which side it was. Somebody fired a shot,
And it
and
started.
then all hell
pretty
broke
much just started
loose,
the
and
war.
that pretty much started the war.
Interesting.
Yeah, the revolution.
That was like that was the break of this tension.
See, me living in my own little bubble, the shot, I've always heard the phrase, but I always affiliated it with two things, Abe Lincoln and JFK.
Oh,
Nope,
yeah.
neither
No.
of them.
But anywho,
Their shots were weak.
Didn't
I liked them.
didn't God, who's that famous boxer? Will Smith did a movie about him.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Oh.
Didn't he have a phrase like the hit around the world or something like that? Didn't he do some type
Punch
of
heard around the
punch
world.
heard around the
something?
world?
I
Probably.
have no idea.
Dude was a wildly cocky man. but
Yeah.
he backed it up.
You know what
Anyways.
though? On a side tangent, I absolutely adore Mike Tyson's fandom of Muhammad Ali. He is so cordial and like he is like legitimately like Muhammad Ali's biggest fan.
It makes sense.
Have you ever seen him on a podcast together?
No.
No,
Dude,
'cause
it's like a
'cause he's
father-son-
dead.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali's dead.
Is he
He
now?
lived for a while,
He's been
but
dead,
he's dead.
for a while.
Not a while.
Nah.
A couple years.
Either way, when they were on the same podcast together, he was giving all the respect to Muhammad.
Yeah.
Like all of it. And it was so cool. It was like a father-son relationship. It was
Bro,
it
he
was
died in
kinda-
2016.
Really?
That's only 8
That's-
years ago.
Not that far ago.
Yeah,
Was it really that long?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know
heavens.
that.
Podcasts were going back then.
Oh, not really.
2016 was that year
Rare.
that everything sucked, right? And then
No.
2020 showed up and made 2016
Really?
not
I
that
like
bad.
2016.
What was so bad about
But
2016?
I don't know. I just remember it getting a lot of.
It got a lot of heat until
Got a lot of
2020
flack.
came in and said, "Hold my beer."
I don't know.
We were 28 at the time.
Cool thing.
Sometimes we were still in the 20s.
So my cousin,
Were
well,
we really?
somewhere around there.
so my uncle used to work for Delta Airlines and helped Muhammad Ali find his lost luggage. And as thank you, he invited him and his family to his house for lunch.
No
So
way.
my aunt and uncle and cousins and stuff got to go have lunch with Muhammad Ali at his house.
That's amazing.
Right.
Be dope.
That'd be fun.
That'd be so cool to just happen, like circumstantial, like do a good deed. I wonder, did he know it was Muhammad at that time? Mm-hmm. Really? Okay, that's cool.
It was kind of one of those things. Like, my uncle's the type that it's like he wasn't doing it just because it was a celebrity. Like it was just he was just doing his job in a sense.
Got you.
I mean, you heard what happened. I believe it was here with Dave Matthews.
No.
I want to say it was here in Utah. It might have been. Anyways, he was on tour. Got like a flat tire or something like that. Literally, someone pulled over just to help and got him all set up. And he like lined them up with like backstage passes, all this stuff for a
Oh,
show
wow.
that night and stuff. Like this was like a few years ago. I really want to say it was here, but I could be wrong. But
I feel like
I wasn't a fan.
right.
I was just gonna say that I can't stand
really,
his
really,
music.
you don't need to. Come on, backstage pass. I don't like your music, man.
I'm good.
Here's
Sorry.
the thing.
I'm good.
You know my stance on Metallica.
Yes.
Like if that were to happen and all that stuff, Metallica was like, "Hey, backstage passes, get you in a person." Like first person I call would be you. But that for something like that, I probably would go.
You should take everyone but him.
You take me.
All right,
So, wait, what?
call Austin.
Well, we wanted to
Cam,
make fun of him
Chris.
together.
You don't even tell me. You just send a video of you guys. Hey, check it out.
Look where we're at.
Look where we're at. We're backstage.
Oh gosh.
Look, the groupies, they all aged too.
All right, roll them up. I'm done.
Oh my gosh.
You got it.
I got it.
We totally got
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's Ron White.
Yep.
Sorry.
All right.
We're-
So what's this?
Hey, what's the
So-
topic? Hey,
Yeah.
what about these segments?
Yeah.
I told you.
We haven't gotten to
You
them
don't
yet.
make promises at the beginning. You say
Okay.
we might get to segment.
What's this second shot heard around the world?
Freaking, as all you have seen, I'm sure, because it's everywhere, but the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Like, what the freak,
I was
dude?
gonna say and future.
And future. Now, for
Now,
sure.
there is no I don't know how any other presidential candidate even compares now. Like,
Here's the funny thing is you fools were trying to take him out. You just secured it for him.
yeah, 100%.
Did you see that map they showed of Reagan after his attempted assassination? The entire map was red except for one state in that next vote.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my.
He won by a massive landslide.
Jeez.
Like, you don't, it's insane to me, like, that we're to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I feel like we definitely could have seen it coming, especially the way a lot of, like, reporters and leftists talk about Trump, even though they claim that they're the
Peaceful
the
type.
peaceful ones, you know, the
Yeah.
peaceful protests and the we don't riot. We don't shoot
we-
former
we-
presidents.
we need to be cautious here because this is a political topic. It's gonna
It
get
is.
heated down in the comments. But I want to clarify. We hate all presidents.
Oh my gosh.
That's
hilarious.
It's
like
just
the ones I want to win don't even have a fighting chance.
yeah. But here's the thing too. It's like no matter how we disagree, we would never wish death upon any of them.
No.
That
Yeah.
is like at the end of the day, we're all human beings. Like
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
It's crazy because I even said, like, back when Trump was president the first time, and kind of just since then things have gotten so heated that I've always wondered to myself, I'm like, I'm curious, or I'm surprised that there hasn't been an assassination attempt, like that it's been years since anything like this, and now that it's finally happened, I'm just like boggled that I'm like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is it. I am living in a time when one of our presidents was, well,
Attempted, yeah.
yeah, crazy.
No, I get it. And, it's, and I am not racist. I will preface it like this. That always sounds bad, but I'm not. But
He's lying.
but when Barack Obama,
This is when the subtitle shows up that it's like, he's about to say something racist.
no, but
Makes
back
sense.
when I remember very vividly, back when Barack Obama became the president, I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, I don't know how long he's gonna last.
I honestly
Like
wondered
not
the same thing
not
with,
not because of me, but I just know down in the South there are some extremists
Yeah.
with the Ku
and
Klux
with
Klan.
the guns, and I'm like, I
Wasn't
don't
it?
know.
He won over a lot of the South, though, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Even being black.
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, right?
Did you see that?
But the pure fact that there was never a chance
Yeah.
just is amazing at how well he was, secured.
Did you see that thing where it compared the last presidential debate, the one that just got over not too long ago?
Yes.
It compared that to the debate with Romney and Obama. And it showed those two, they come out, they say what an honor it is to be standing on stage with each other and how, they were just both gentlemen about it. And then it flashes over to the circus that we just saw
Yeah.
not too long ago. And it was just like, oh, America.
It's-
Well, and
I think-
it's,
Can you
it's-
carry your own bag?
it's sad too because I'm not a fan of the whole, Trump dissing on Biden and going after each other and them just getting mad at each other. Like it was the same thing between Trump and Hillary, like constantly just making fun of each other. I'm not a huge fan of that, and that's how it was. So the podcast with Jason Bateman and Will Arnett,
Smartless.
Smartless. So they had at one point they did a podcast interview with Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. And there were times like I was listening to it and I was trying to, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of any of them, and I was trying to just listen to it to see what they had to say about the current state of everything, and I felt like every once in a while they had to throw a dig at Trump. And it was like, what's the point? There is no point. And I know Trump does the same thing, and it pisses me off too. It's like, what's the point? Just talk about what you're here for. Go on your topics, sell what you need to sell, and let's have a good conversation. But I don't know, the stupid digs or something like that,
It's
throw it
childish.
out there. Yeah, that's exactly. There we go. It's
Yeah.
childish. Yeah.
Well,
You
it's
wouldn't
like
even-
when you look at Trump too, it's like he would there's so many other things he would much rather be doing.
It's
The
true.
dude is filthy rich. He has massive houses and yachts and stuff. It's like, why would he want to be the president where everyone's just crapping on him, everyone's just out to get him, literally, and but he says it in that debate. He's like, I don't want to be here. He's like, I'm here because you're ruining the country that I love. He's like, I could be somewhere else golfing, doing whatever, but I have to be here because you won't do your job.
Someone needs to do it, and he's the guy that wants to do it.
And they all want him dead.
And that's what's wild is that's one of the things that makes me think he's even better for our country right now is because all the people up there want him out, but they don't have a good reason. Their reason for wanting Trump gone is not it's good for the American people. It's more it's good for them and their position in the government and the benefits they're getting, and they don't want to see him take that away.
I'm curious just because I don't follow politics close enough, but had they succeeded, who would have been the next runner-up on the Republican side?
Who probably is vice president, but he didn't name it until after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I don't know if they.
might be what's his face, Florida.
Oh, DeSantis?
Yeah, it might be DeSantis.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think who was all in the.
I don't remember who was all in
Running
the
even
runnings.
for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like
Nikki Haley was
Kennedy.
way down there.
I wanted Kennedy.
Kennedy.
I still want
Kennedy might be one.
Anyway, my friends and I, a while ago, we had a conversation about this, and I've always thought, when you go to vote, it shouldn't be a name on the ballot that you fill in. It should have a whole bunch of questions, and it should just be like, where do you lie on this? What do you like with this? And then it pairs you with a person, and that's your vote.
So there
That
are
would be-
websites that do that.
I know, but that doesn't. Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
so I know
but
what
it should
you
do
mean.
that for everyone. So it's not just one particular candidate. It's you're voting on what your stance is and what.
So
you
you're
want.
voting based off of a survey in a sense.
And
Yeah.
that's the problem with a lot of people, because you hear the phrase identity politics, and that's what this has become.
Yeah.
You think you're voting on basically the person, the identity. People don't want to vote for Trump because they're like, he's icky, he's gross, he lies, he does this. It's like, but you voted for a guy that does all the same stuff. He's just more shady about it. Instead of Trump, who's like, yeah, do that crap. Whenever Dave Chappelle talks about it, where he's like, you know why I started to respect him? It's because we were all like, you're in there, you're corrupt, you're using the tax system, blah blah blah. And he comes out and he's like, yep, I am, and so are all of them. but I'll let you know that I'm doing it. And you're like, I respect that. He's a character. Like, here's the thing: as a person, I don't think he's great. Like, he does and says disgusting
Morale.
things.
Yeah.
But in the
Morals.
job, okay, and think about this in your own lives. When have you known a coworker or somebody who they're really good at their job, but as a person outside, you're like, ugh.
Oh yeah, that's a very good point.
That's all I'm saying. Is I think he can do the job.
I just want.
I don't care
the best
about him
for
as a person.
everyone.
I care about him doing a good job as a president. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't want to ship more money to Ukraine. That's all. I
Heck
want.
no. Oh my gosh.
I want to secure help money for our veterans.
I just want groceries on my table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
Dude. Oh man.
But again,
yeah.
no matter how much you hate the man, like murder is not an option
No.
in this.
Yeah,
like once we go down that slope, we're done. We're cooked.
Well, what was it? I was talking to, might even been you. Can't remember. Tony, can't remember who I was talking to, but there's a point when it's gotten so bad that, I when I was buying my house, and I gave him my income and stuff like that. And, it's upwards to, 6 figures and stuff. But when I gave him to that for the house and they looked at me and they said, oh, we don't know if you make enough money. And it's like, since when does a person who makes, upwards to 6 figures not have enough money to afford a house? 10 years ago,
In Biden's economy.
yeah, like 10 years ago, walking
Dude.
up with that type of money, any bank would have said, what house do you want?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, within reason, like not $1 million houses, but like, a good $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 home.
a good middle,
Yeah.
a good what's the
Well,
word? Not
middle class.
Middle class.
Yeah, middle, like,
Well, even with that though, like when I
Even
was
middle
younger, like even younger as in like 10, 15 years ago younger, it's like someone who makes 6 figures to me could afford a $500,000 house, and a $500,000 house was massive, was a big home.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like now the home that Jenny and I just built was worth more than that, and yet to me it's not like it's a nice home. We put a lot of thought into it, but it's just big enough for us. Like it's nothing grand, and yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
$600,000-$700,000 when we were growing up, or even 10 years ago, was mansions.
Oh,
You're like,
dude.
oh my gosh.
Insane.
Yeah.
My parents' neighborhood, they had $500,000 houses into the back of the neighborhood, and they had indoor swimming pools.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's stupid.
Well, we just did, so in our neighborhood, they had the what is it called? The Torah Homes or whatever it is.
Parade
Oh,
of
the
homes.
Parade of
homes.
Homes, yeah. So there's a house in my neighborhood that's a part of it. And I kid you not, smaller square footage than my house. More open plan,
Yeah.
less bedrooms, all that stuff. It is selling on the market for $930,000. I bought mine for $6,000.
Why so much?
Because of the upgrades in the house and the open floor plan, and like the master is it's immaculate. Like they have its own washer and dryer hookup in the master closet, as well as a whole washer and dryer hookup somewhere else in the house. Like it's stupid though. I'm like, and someone will go buy it. It'll make my house go up, so that's great. but but that's the thing though. It's you. If you were to go look at the house, you'd be like, 930 for this? Like,
Well, have you seen the
10
thing?
years ago, this would be a $250, maybe $400,000 home. Like this
Yeah.
is.
Have you seen the thing where it's like, if you want the life that you had in the 90s, you have to make like over 200K now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's stupid.
Yeah, it's even the fact, I think they said the average income right now to survive needs to be like 120.
Yeah.
See, and I feel
Something
like
like
most
that.
people can't even hit that with 2 incomes.
No.
I mean,
Well, that's the thing is
It depends, but
those
still.
numbers are all going up, but salaries aren't going up.
No.
yeah.
They're slowly going up, but they're not.
Not even close.
They're not going
Yeah.
up at the rate
It's like, do you
that
remember
everything else is going
it was like near the beginning of Biden's run, they talked about making the minimum wage the $15 an hour. It was almost like that got shot down, but it's like, well, let's just pretend like it got approved and just skyrocket everything
Yeah,
else. And it's
exactly.
like, hey, wait, back up. That wasn't approved. Like,
Well, and the problem is that stuff doesn't work because it's like, okay, so you force these companies to pay their employees more, so they're going to jack the prices of their services up to cover the fact that they're having to pay their employees more, which is then just going to make you have to spend that same amount more. So you're making more, but you're spending more.
have you seen all the shortcuts that like grocery stores are doing, things like that?
The shrinkflation.
Yeah.
No, what? Oh, you talking like smaller biscuits and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Oh no! Oh
I
yes,
saw one.
yes.
I saw one where it was they use, and I don't know if this was real or not. It looked real, so laugh at me if you want, if I'm falling for it. But they were showing how they use meat glue,
Oh, yeah, I did see this.
Yep. I've
and
seen
they
that one.
take different cuts of meat, glue it together to make it look like a fancy piece of meat, like a fillet of some kind, sell it at high price. But what you don't realize is you're just getting a mixture of different cuts of meat.
Crappy meats. Or the one I specifically remember is like the canisters for the soda streams.
Oh yeah.
They're the same size, but one of them's like contains less.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
so they're
They weight
basically
'em.
starting to cut. Yeah, they're cutting back on like the contents of these containers, little by little, because nobody notices.
Yeah, well, we do notice that's the problem. So like same thing, we get these little biscuits, like blueberry biscuit things for breakfast, like on the go stuff.
Oh yeah, the Avitas or
Yeah,
whatever.
Belvitas.
Yeah, Belvitas.
Dude,
yeah.
they're freaking delicious.
Yeah,
But the
fantastic.
crackers have shrunk
Yep.
by like 30%.
Yeah, but they're still selling everything for the same price.
And yeah,
That's what they
it's
call it,
garbage. And
shrinkflation.
this is a prime example. So Jess and I mean, for more than just this, but we had to quit doing Happy Day apparel, and it's because of the economy. Because in the grand scheme of things, we couldn't build a product that we were satisfied with, that was of the quality that we wanted, and still sell it at a price that we thought was reasonable. And because that was our goal, was we wanted to sell stuff that was really high quality and that people would love to wear, and would come back again and again, and and would sell it for a traditional price, not cheap. Like we couldn't afford Target prices. You'd have to buy millions of product, but we wanted to be at least in the market
Just
range.
reasonable.
Yeah, and now like you can't even buy custom stuff without having to upcharge significantly. Like if we were to sell a hoodie now, it would probably be like an $80 hoodie, $80+ hoodie for a basic.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's like going
It's
to a concert.
stupid. Yeah, dude. And that's it.
Yeah.
We just couldn't sustain, it wasn't a sustainable model for us. So that all to say, whatever our economy's doing, taking a hard left, we're gonna let's correct a bit.
Take a hard right.
Yep.
I see
we
what
gotta
you're saying.
2024.
We gotta find a middle ground. I
So-
don't know.
So I got to bring it up
Yeah.
because I know Cam loves it. Is all the conspiracy side of it now,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This
Saying-
is what I'm excited to talk about.
saying that the whole
stuff's
thing was
insane.
an inside job.
This stuff. There's a lot of questionable things.
There is.
So let's take it back. Let's go through the events, okay? Pops up. I start getting text messages from friends. They're like, "Bro, did you see what happened? Did you see what happened?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" No, it's like somebody just tried to kill Trump, like on stage, right? And we're like, "This is nuts." We pull up the news. We're watching all these different news feeds to kind of see different angles. So right off the bat, the first thing that's weird to me is that all of these like leftist news agencies like CNN, MSNBC, like all of them, their first headlines about this event are stuff like Secret Service takes Trump off stage because he falls down. They're like, popping noises scare Trump. Has to leave rally. Literally, there were bullets flying at his head. Gunshots clear as day. You cannot mistake them for anything else. And even one that was a little better was still like, possible assassination attempt. What else could it be? You shoot a gun at someone's head. What are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an assassination
That's
attempt.
right. I read one headline that someone said that someone fired an airsoft rifle or whatever at Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
tried to downplay.
The dumbest, like they immediately tried to downplay it so hard. And there was another one that was
because
just so
someone
dumb.
died.
Yes.
Yeah, there's
yes.
a firefighter.
Couple
yeah.
people were injured, and he died protecting his wife and daughter.
Wow.
He got in front of them.
Dang.
So, like, and there were multiple bullets, and he's bleeding. His face is bleeding, and the freaking headlines like Trump falls at rally, Secret Service rushes him off stage, and he's like blood on his face. You're like,
Dude.
what?
As many times as Biden's fallen, he's never bled.
Exactly.
Not visibly, anyway.
I read one that said, "Are we really believing that Trump was shot? Blood doesn't coagulate that fast." And it like because it showed it and it said and they were like, I've gotten hit in the ear or whatever, and it bled for like 30 minutes after the fact. So they were calling it an inside job on Trump, and saying that Trump faked it, went down, threw ketchup on his ear or whatever, and then got up and started to walk away.
Dude, and that's one of the funniest things too, is like the left, who has called us conspiracy theorists forever, is like, he did it to himself. This was all planned by him. It's like, guys, okay, slow down.
Well,
Like, let's look at the facts.
not to mention they shot the shooter in the head. Mm-hmm. And so it's like if he just had an airsoft gun or something, it's like you guys took it pretty drastic.
Yeah.
So first out here's why I don't believe it was Trump's doing. No marksman is that good to be able to shoot him just in the ear when he's moving around. That is an impossible shot to purposefully hit him in the ear.
Yeah.
Right.
Very easily can be a miss that hits him in the ear. But because he's not holding still, he's moving around. Like you said, he turns, and you've seen these videos. We were talking about them earlier. There's videos where people have like basically scanned the video and made like a 3D rendering of it. And it shows his head moving, and how if he stayed normal, the bullet would have hit his ear, but entered through the back of his head. He'd be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he literally turns to look at the Jumbotron, to look at some of the stats that are up there. As he turns, hits him right in the ear.
Yep.
So, like, the most perfect timing ever. He turns, gets hit, grabs his ear. Another one goes by, ducks. And I don't know, have you guys seen the picture? One of the photographers took a picture and caught the bullet in the air.
Yeah.
saw
I
it.
always
did
wondered
see
if that
that.
was real or not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
'Cause
Cameras are
there
fast
was,
enough.
There were so many photographers down there. Well, and you see how long it stretched
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
like, even with the camera being so fast, it had plenty of
Yeah.
distance to move.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, clearly that debunks him. Oh, he went down and put ketchup on his ears. Like, there's freaking bullets flying past his head, and someone died. Like, why would you want that? Like,
Yeah.
it's just insane. Because then when you look further into the other stuff, this is where it gets super weird. Then it starts to come out that the shooter was on a roof that was 150 yards away is all.
And not even hidden, like clear as
Clear as
day.
day, perfect line of sight to the stage where he was at.
Well, he came 3 different times, too, to scope it out.
Well, yeah, Secret Service, and this is a normal practice of Secret Service, they come days in advance, scope out everything. They have counter snipers who go, if I were going to try to do this, I'd go there.
Yeah.
I'd be here.
like Mark Wahlberg in The Shooter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have time to scout everything out. Look at the people that were the Secret Service agents that were protecting him.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sure she's getting a ton of flack. Both of them probably. But like,
The one that couldn't find her holster.
couldn't put her gun back in her holster.
Yeah, that was sad.
Didn't look like she could run a mile.
Yeah.
Like, hey, And I know this because it's hard for me to run a mile. I'm just saying, like, this lady who's like this big. I saw this tweet from Elon, and he's basically saying, like, I'm just saying, why don't we have, like, we just need large people to protect the president. And he's like, it could be man or woman. Let me be clear. Like, Brienne of Toth could totally protect the president.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's like, she's short. He's taller than her. Like, what's she going to do? How's she going to protect him? There's even that picture where when they all get on him right after the shots, he's, he sticks his face out and he's yelling fight and stuff, which was freaking iconic. Like, that was pretty dang big.
Oh, was it fight?
Yeah, he's like, fight, fight. And then you have that photographer, just right under him, lines him up, flag flowing, blood in his face, fist in the air. Like, that picture's going to be around forever. That thing's going down in history.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then one of the Secret Service is like putting their hand in front of his face, trying to protect him. It's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what's your hand going to do against a bullet?
High-powered rifle. My hand's going to stop it.
But basically and I've seen so many videos of just questions, right? These are just questions people have where they're like, how was the most obvious spot to take a shot at the president not secure?
Yeah.
Well, did you see the video of all the bystanders? There's a guy on the roof. There's
Yes,
a guy.
there were
Hey,
like 20
So
people
almost
pointing at
immediately there was that one guy that was interviewed, and he's like, we saw him like 3 or 4 minutes before we started shooting. We were pointing him out to police. Nobody was going after him. He had to walk up to the building with a ladder, put the ladder up, climb up on it with a gun, lay down and aim to take a shot. And they saw him. They're like, hey, we see him. There's even video of people filming him moving around on top of the roof. And they're like, there's a guy up there. He's got a gun. Like, and the officers don't do anything. There's another video of the police officers. They can't get past a chain link fence.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like just bumbling around.
They were just like, what do we do?
And it's like, eventually they finally did, but it's like, run it over with your car, man.
Yeah.
Well, and didn't they say, too, that some of the Secret Service snipers were in the building that
Yes.
the shooter was on?
So,
Yeah.
yes. So there were Secret Service agents in the building. The head of Secret Service came and said the reason there were not snipers up there is because the slope of the building made it too dangerous.
But the ones that shot the guy, the building was sloped.
More sloped even.
Yeah.
Yes.
Than the other building.
So
yeah.
the counter terror, and then there's that. You have the counter snipers who are looking at him, and they don't start shooting until after he shoots 4 bullets.
Yeah.
Now, I have seen stuff that talks about, like, when you're in that situation, you have to be pretty dang sure that the person you're about to end is
Yeah.
not
And the gun's a
gonna
pretty
do
good
something.
giveaway.
And
Right.
but that's the hard thing with these days too, is we're in a society now where you can't shoot first and think later. You've got to think first. If not, you're done for.
Yeah.
Because this society will mark you dead on the spot.
Yeah.
Like, and it doesn't matter the reason. You
I just-
shoot first, think later, like you're done for.
Yeah.
It just should have been stopped before it even got to that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, again, there's only 2 answers to these questions. It's either a massive F up or a massive cover up.
Yeah.
Like,
And honestly, I hope and pray that it's a massive screw up.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a cover
And,
up or cover up or whatever, and that someone was trying to do something, or that our government was trying to do something.
Unfortunately, we'll never know. Though.
No,
Yeah.
no, we'll never know. And then the sad part about it is it's the fact that the government could have a choice in this, because
they did with JFK.
I mean, yes, they did.
And we know that. No, we know that's
Yes,
like
they
fact
did.
now. Like, Donald Trump released those papers that all but flat out say we did it.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I remember
Like they
that in
like
the podcast.
it is like pretty well known now that they had their hand in taking out.
and
JFK.
the
Did
hard
you
thing
see-
is, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say on the JFK thing. Kind of, sort of left field real fast. I just saw a thing that JFK was wearing like a corset type thing to help with his back, and that's why. Well, it's suggested that that's why he couldn't duck after the first shot. Oh, dang! Because he was
Oh,
being held up
really?
by that corset.
Oh.
Dang.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Very interesting. No, I was just gonna say that it's just very sad that we would even think that it's a government cover-up. But when you look at what they've done to Trump ever since he was president, like, we're worried about some of the stupidest, most asinine things that he did. And that's all they focused on, trying to get him, taken out of presidency. And then he starts running again.
Impeached.
Yeah, impeached,
Failed twice.
all this stuff.
Indicted.
And it just feels like, they did everything they could to make sure he was out. And now that he's back in again and everything that they've done has failed, this potentially could have been a whole other thing.
This could have been the last ditch effort.
Yeah.
Well,
And the thing is, everything they did had just made his run stronger all along the way.
it makes you wonder, though, what would have happened had he passed. Like, do you think there would have been a massive retaliation?
Oh, that's a scary thing too.
Like,
I
would it
think
have
there would
started
be
a civil war?
I think there would be no question that people would have thought it was like Biden or the left. Like they would have thought they were the.
Well, the scary thing too is, so like back with the storm on the Capitol and things like that, with all those Trump supporters, the very far right ones that I don't agree with, but like, it would be that group that would lose their mind, and then the left would be like, see, told you.
Yeah.
And it would just be like solidifying to them, and that's where it would just, all hell would break loose.
Here's the other thing too, is whether Trump wins or not, or this pushes him through or not. I think there's, call me crazy, whatever you want to do. I believe in a higher power, and I believe there was some divine intervention there. Being LDS, the three of us and stuff, there was some promises that were made during the Doctrine and Covenants and the writings and stuff like that, that the Lord came out and said that there will not be another major war on this ground. Talking about the Civil War and all that stuff and huge stuff like that. Basically made a promise that there would not be another big war on this ground again. Now, that being said, there's going to be small wars. There's going to be small things going on, the stupid things, but nothing to the effectiveness of what the North versus the South was. And who knows? Trump gets hit, and that could start a second civil war.
Exactly.
Like, and that's why I'm saying, I think there's some small divine intervention that makes it so that he doesn't get hit. I mean, because hell, he's 2 seconds shy of moving his head, and he misses. Like,
Not even. It was like literally a fraction of a second.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. There's something there. Whether you believe in it or not, there's something there. And, whatever the reasoning behind it is, we may never know. And Trump may not even go on to win this election. I just feel like there's things happening that needed to happen to help maybe
At
set
least
aside a
open some
different
eyes,
open some eyes, or we're set for this timeline. It's an alternate universe, and we keep on the straight path.
Well, it was even going back to the debate. Like, I feel like that alone kind of started the motion, because it's like, I didn't see the actual numbers, but the percentage that was like undecided were very decided after that debate because of how bad Biden did.
There's apparently a current poll out right now that shows him winning 275 to like 230 or something like that.
Biden?
Trump.
Oh, okay.
And 3 of the biggest swing states are not even being counted.
Really?
Yeah.
So you cracked a joke. I mean, I don't know if you cracked a joke or that you came yesterday when we were talking. Sorry, I'm mumbling my words here. You shared how, I guess yesterday or today, Biden came down with COVID.
Like today, or was it last night? It might have been last night.
I think it was last night.
He's got COVID.
Yeah.
Like, and
Oh no, I cracked the joke.
You were here?
you probably cracked it today.
Oh,
I think I
cracked
brought it up
today,
yesterday.
and then I said
I brought it up
Oh.
yesterday.
it's perfect timing.
Yes.
That he now has
Yes.
COVID, and it's great timing for them to, hey, he's not well enough.
Let's usher in a
'Cause
new...
here's the thing,
Someone
they-
else is Kamala Harris is going to run, or Michael Biden or whatever.
Yeah.
Not Michael Biden, Michael Obama.
I just want someone young.
Yeah, right. Well,
I don't know.
the things
man.
of today unburdened
Those-
by the things of yesterday.
Those quotes that you shared.
It's just her saying that 50 times.
I want to see if I can find
What
it.
is?
They're
I want
so
the
bad.
exact wording. I'm sorry,
But yeah.
she is the dumbest human being I think I've ever seen. She's
Yeah.
dumber than he is, than Biden is, and he has an excuse.
He has age on his side.
She sounds like, to me, literally sounds like the kid in high school who did zero work on the group presentation but still had to give it.
Yep.
Which, by the way, for those who got my Michael Obama joke, that was a joke. A joke.
Again, okay. I will say this, like,
Oh, Michelle Obama.
I didn't even get it.
Okay, now it
Now
clicked.
that you say it.
Now it clicked.
The conspiracy theory
Yeah,
that's going
conspiracy.
around. Yeah.
yeah.
That he
I mean,
was
at the
Michael.
end of the day, all of these candidates are pretty poop. Like, we get that.
Yes.
I
And
think
here's the worst part is that they over, what's the word?
exaggerate.
No, they overpromise and underdeliver.
Oh,
Yes.
every
Oh,
single one of
100%.
us.
Every single one of them.
I will say
100%.
though, okay, I in my personal life feel that the last 4 years have been way worse than the
Oh,
four
my
before.
Yes.
Gosh.
For one, and two, like, what is so scary about 4 more years of Trump? None
Mean
of the
tweets
stuff,
and orange skin, Cam.
right? Mean tweets, orange skin, less taxes and more money in my bank account.
He's gonna hurt our feelings.
I'll eat them away because I'll have food that I can afford.
You know what?
Hurt my feelings.
So
This is what irked me about the last presidential election. Not the one where Biden won, but the one previous where Trump won. Is when I worked in the workforce, the company I worked for in structure had a very
liberal.
No, it was just like modern social structure, stuff like that. And I am not kidding you. After Trump was announced the next president, I knew of like 5 people who couldn't make it into work because they were, I don't even know what excuse they used.
Emotionally like,
distressed.
distraught.
Yeah.
They
And I'm
just
like,
mentally
over
couldn't
a
handle it.
president?
Dude,
Well, that's-
same thing happened at my work, and I was like, "Is this real life? Are you kidding me?"
So Zach was just sharing before we got started that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have been quoted saying if Trump wins, they're leaving the country.
Hallelujah.
And it reminded me of the first go around
Yeah.
with Trump. How many celebrities came out publicly announcing saying if he wins, I'm leaving. Then he wins, and it's like, you're still here.
Where'd you go?
Go.
Wasn't it like all 5 women on The View said that they were going to leave? And yeah.
All I know is she probably just means on a vacation.
yeah.
I'm leaving shortly.
Right.
And I'll be
I'm
back.
going to Cancun.
But like, and again, there's so many just little things that make me wonder. Because I remember the first kind of getting into politics was when he was running.
Yeah.
Because-
well, it was shoved down our throats.
It was.
I
and
remember
like,
not caring at all.
I didn't know anything about it, but then I was watching it. I was like, this guy's wild. Like, he's insane.
Obama or Trump.
Trump, like, watch
Well,
him in the first debates
it's-
and stuff, and I'm like, man, this
It's
guy's
actually
unhinged.
hilarious because I remember pointing out to my dad, we were at like a Sunday dinner, and I was like, holy hell, Trump just got put in as the Republican representative for the president. I was like, are you kidding me?
I was like, is this a
And then it went
reality
over
show?
to Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and I was like, we're screwed. Like, these are our 2 choices. Like, and me and my dad, we were just joking about it. And, we didn't think anything
Same.
of Trump. We didn't think Trump was going to go anywhere.
well, and I think for
I didn't think
the
he did
majority
even
of
close.
Utah,
yeah.
I think everyone here assumed Mitt Romney was going to be the president.
Yeah.
Well, that was with
That was
Yeah,
Obama.
that was 4 years
Oh, that's
before.
true. Well, then he
So
also
he didn't-
didn't
he didn't
also
run again.
He didn't run again.
No, he was going to. I believe he was going to try again when it was Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Oh, Clinton.
I think he was going to try again then, but just backed out.
He should have.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It'd been interesting.
Trump was just wiping the floor with there.
yeah,
And
So-
again, though, the things that blow my mind is Trump used to be a big celebrity that walked in all the circles of these Democrats and like all these people at the
Oh, they
left,
loved him.
and all the actors and actresses all loved him. They were great. They hung out at his freaking giant villa, Mar-a-Lago, like all this stuff. And then the second he tries to be president, they like freaked out, and that blew my mind. I'm like, I don't understand this. Like,
I feel
why
like
are all his friends against him because he's now president?
Would you say that the hard divide between the Democrats and Republicans started with the Hillary Clinton and Trump race?
I mean, there was always a pretty hard divide. I think,
But there was a respectable divide.
I think that is what made it more public domain. That's when we started seeing it in our entertainment, sports, like all in the places that we never wanted it and we never needed it.
I honestly feel like it. I mean, and maybe this is just to my recollection, and for any of you viewers that are older than us watching, like I feel like for me it was when Obama, his first year in presidency, is when it really started going against it, because you've got Obama, first black president, all that stuff, and then his ideology. And the way he was doing things, like I remember
Freaking Obamacare.
like when he was running, like I remember just hearing things like everybody was like, he's gonna run this place to the ground. Like all of his things, like we're screwed with him as president. And that's just the first time I really remember like the big left versus right. And so it just could have been the age, and it could be that the first time he became president is when I got married.
Did you
And
see
so
the
it meant
thing?
more.
So you know that Key and Peele skit?
Yes.
I know exactly where
yeah,
you're
I
going.
said that.
Yeah, that's right. You did. So Key and Peele did this skit about Obama shaking hands after giving a speech, and with all the white people, he's just shaking hands very respectably, but the black people is like, "Come on," and he kind of
dapping 'em
goes,
up.
Dapping 'em
goes
up.
in for hugs and everything like that.
What's up?
Just making the joke. Well, literally, Obama was filmed doing that exact thing.
Exact.
Wasn't it like some
played-
college
and it
basketball
was like
team or
just
something?
barely recently.
Yeah,
like,
it was like a couple weeks ago he did it.
yeah.
It was some
Wipers.
sports team or
Wipers.
something that he was like honoring for something, and he was doing exactly that.
Insane. And it's like,
It's freaking hilarious.
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Back
So-
on.
Oh,
go
nope,
ahead.
you go.
Back on the Trump thing. I just wanted to mention two other things. The shooter, I guess, a day prior or maybe a few days prior, was actually seen at the place with a rangefinder.
And a policeman approached him.
If that's not a dead giveaway, I don't know what is.
He also,
He's
right
golfing.
before he shot at Trump, a policeman climbed up and saw him, or I don't know if they climbed up or they just saw him, and he pointed his gun at the policeman.
Oh my gosh.
And then he went to and aimed and fired at Trump. Well, here's something even weirder. So are you guys familiar with BlackRock?
Yes.
You guys?
No.
So BlackRock is a massive, extremely wealthy company that has been kind of on people's radar because ever since 2020 they've been buying a lot of homes to rent out.
Okay, I've kind of heard what
They
of
have
this.
they are one of the biggest like shareholders in the entire stock market.
Yeah.
Like they have
They have their hands in everything.
they have like I think like trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
And they're shady. They're not. It's a sketchy thing. It's scary. He was in a BlackRock commercial. The shooter.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
He was in a BlackRock commercial.
Weird.
Right? It's just weird.
Like not that could mean anything at all, but it's just like
Yeah.
It's the fact that he's associated with them. They have tons of money.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? This is on your whole theory about Hollywood making it seem fictional. Is the movie Jack Reacher with the Tom Cruise one, the first
Yeah.
one, with that construction company, how they kill the one woman because she was getting ready. Her
He's gonna
husband
blow the whistle on.
Well, her husband died and left her everything, including the company, and she hated the company because it was all he did. So she was getting ready to sign it away, and then last minute changed her mind. But her signing it away is what these other guys needed. And because she decided to keep it, they killed her.
Yeah.
And then just the whole cover up from
So
there.
then they
But it's-
framed a guy. Yeah, all this stuff.
yeah,
Like
it's
it's
just
predictive
weird.
programming. Like it's supposed to make you look at these things and go, "Oh, I've seen that in the movies. That doesn't happen in real life."
It's funny though. I've seen a lot of pictures of the guy where people post pictures and they're like, "You're telling me that this goofy ass guy did this all by himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen a
Yeah.
picture of him.
So that's what
he's-
I'm saying. Like, there's two answers. Either that group of Secret Service officers is so
Words.
inept that they got taken down by outsmarted by a acne-filled, goofy-looking 20-year-old in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Or
Wasn't even
fairground.
trying
or
to hide
people
it.
were like, nothing to see here, nothing going on behind me. Have you seen that video? Actually, there's this one guy, and he's like, this is a Secret Service training video. You're not going to see anything, so don't worry about it. And he walks through a field holding a rifle and a ladder, and he's like, can you see anything going on? Huh? Do you see anything?
Yeah.
And he's just walking back and forth. He's like, no, I bet you don't.
Oh my gosh.
Now, one more thing. Did you see the video of the woman behind Trump?
Oh yeah.
Yes. What was
Creepy.
that about?
Creepy.
Did you see it, Zach?
Yeah. Where she had like no emotion or
No
just
emotion.
No.
She kept
Well,
looking to the
yeah.
right.
She kept
like
looking
she
to the
was
right,
ready.
and then she pulled out her phone when there was like the moment and started recording, and she actually got a smirk on her face right before it was going to happen, and then and was just like locked in mode when it happened.
Yeah.
Didn't duck,
Like,
didn't
what is
run.
that about?
I don't
So
know.
weird.
Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
And the hard thing again, it's all just could be circumstantial.
sure.
Just could be all just stupid things, but then conspiracies get in there and who in
People
the-
start buying
Yep.
chickens.
Who in the hell knows at that point?
Dude, I'm so
You
close.
think the government's
I'm
back
so
in the
close to
house?
buying chickens. Yeah, that guy says it best. He really does.
What
You
was
know
that quote?
That comedian where
Yeah.
he's talking about how he's like,
You don't
he's like,
believe in
I don't
any
believe in.
conspiracy
He's like,
theories?
You
he's
really
like, I don't
think,
like to talk about politics, but
it's like you really think your government's out there batting 100?
he's like, I'll tell you this: a government is in charge of all its people. I'm a father in charge of one son. I lie to that little N-word all the time.
You think they're really out there batting 1,000?
No, for real. And here's the thing too, is like it can even be so deep to where like it's like organizations inside of organizations inside of organizations, and they're the only ones that know what's going on.
Yeah.
And all the other ones don't. Like there's just what are you smirking about?
I just again, it's the religious thing.
Oh, the Getty and
Yeah,
robbers. I
the-
think about that all the time.
Yeah,
No
it's-
joke. Okay, like so religious thing. Well, share a little story. Maybe you've heard this, Austin. Maybe you haven't.
Have
so
not.
in the Book of Mormon,
Would you like to learn more?
it's great.
We've already talked politics. Let's bring up religion.
Bring up some religion. No, but I think about this all the time.
our entire fan base.
Not at all. Statistically, more than half of them are probably Christian.
Yes.
So we're going to alienate some of them. It's fine. You'll get over it. No, but in the
We've
Book of
already
Mormon,
lost them with the politics.
in the Book of Mormon, there's some chapters that talk about basically it's a secret group.
Yeah.
And this group, they call them the Gadianton robbers, and they use secret combinations and like
And codes.
basically they're just like a kind of like a dark CIA like black ops kind of group that just does things secretly and manipulates like the government of the day and societies and things like that. And the whole reason it's in there is because God is warning against this stuff. He's like, don't get mixed up in it. This is not good. This is evil, all that stuff, right? Well, in the scriptures, they don't ever get like eradicated. They just disappear.
Yep.
And so I literally think about it all the time when I think about like the Illuminati or deep government, whatever. I'm like, that's just modern day version.
Yeah.
Like that stuff continued on, and you can see it in ancient societies all the
Secret
time.
combinations, people controlling
Coups
things from the
and-
back that you
Uh-huh.
can't see, and
Things being manipulated. Like, I mean, again, look at our own CIA. We know of many conspiracies that turned out to be true with them, including the toppling of governments, the putting in of favored prime ministers or presidents or people in power in those countries that help our country. Like, it's not. If you don't think it's within the realm of possibility for these things to happen, you're just naive.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want this to be true. I don't like this. I want to have trust in my government and my vote and where it goes and what happens. Like, stuff freaks me out. The biggest thing is I don't like that all of this divides us as an American people. We are not the enemy to each other. It's those ones in power that are manipulating us. They're the enemy, and they're making us fight each other.
Yep.
Like, you look at the algorithms, it's unreal. My friend made a joke the other day at work because we made a joke about Biden or something, and two of our other friends that were there didn't understand it, and they lean the other way. And he literally looks at me, he's like, they got different algorithms than us. And I was like, bro, that is so freaking true. I hate it.
That's
Like, they're being
sad.
fed all the, and that's why they're being fed all the Trump is evil, hate Trump, blah, 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 blah. And we're on the other side. Yeah, we're seeing more of the Biden's an idiot. He's dumb. He's senile. He's being controlled, whatever. And that's the biggest issue, is that they divide us that way. They keep showing us content to confirm our biases, and then we can't even have conversations about it.
Well, and did you see that Meta just released all of the withholdings on Trump?
Oh yeah, like the day he got
The
shot,
day he
they were
got
like,
shot.
they're like, you have free reign on Facebook, do whatever, you're not blocked at all.
They're like, our attempt failed.
It's like,
Oh
like,
no,
maybe-
this is
maybe
going
we
to come
messed
back
up.
to bite us in the butt.
maybe we messed up.
Give him back his Facebook, please.
But again, here's a huge thing I want to point out, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at how each side reacts to these things.
Yeah.
What happened in the last few years when somebody, like on the other side, when somebody was shot or killed in any way? What happened to our big cities, especially out east?
Oh, riots.
They were burned.
To the
Riots,
ground.
destruction, all this stuff, right? What happened in all the days since Trump was since the attempted assassination? Nothing. Like this, and it's as well it should be. There's no reason to destroy our communities that have nothing to do with any of it. Nope.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Do it. What?
No.
Burn this motherfucker to the ground. Do it. Say my name.
But like,
calm
yeah,
me.
just don't, like, come on. Let's be civil, people. There's no, I mean, that whole Jack Black thing.
Yeah.
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 Jack Black on
that
stage.
was freaking awesome.
We didn't talk about that yet.
Yeah.
On air. So, yeah, there's video of Tenacious D, Jack Black, and Kyle.
And Kyle.
Kyle
I was
Gass.
going to say Rittenhouse.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Kyle
Yep.
Gass.
Kyle Gass. It was Kyle's birthday, and so on stage at one of their shows, one of their concerts, they brought out this giant birthday cake for Kyle, and Kyle's birthday wish, he says publicly out loud, he says, "Next time, don't miss Trump."
Don't
It
miss.
And
was
the crowd
in,
cheers.
It
and
was
they
in
laugh.
Australia.
Yes.
Is where it
Was it Australia?
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
in Australia.
And so,
So then,
well, wait,
go ahead.
before even that stuff happens, and this is the stuff I was going to tell you earlier, one of the Australian Parliament, like one of the people in the Australian Parliament, wrote an official, like, what is it? An official, like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Some
Memo
sort of
or-
official memo asking to basically kick them out of Australia and revoke their visas.
Yep.
That
Really?
days
Yeah.
before?
The day that they made
Oh,
that
Yeah, the
comment,
day they
Yes.
made that comment,
Yes.
Australia was like,
one of the guys in
revoke their
Parliament
visas,
was
get 'em
like,
out.
"Get him out of here." He's like,
Yeah.
"I want them out of our country. There's no place for that. There's no place for calling of that kind of violence."
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, and so then, I don't remember how many days later it
It was
was.
the next day.
Was it the next day? Jack Black put out an official apology, basically just saying they don't condone violence. They're canceling the rest of their tour, and
He said he was just as surprised. Like he claims he
Yes.
didn't know that Kyle was going to say something like that.
right.
He probably didn't. And I mean, if, it may have just been a dark joke for all we know.
And that's
And we
kinda-
crack dark jokes all the time. But we're also not in front of 80,000 children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And the sad thing is too is we've had this talk about social media and the presence that it makes and the people that are on social media, the keyboard warriors who can say stuff behind a screen but won't say it in front of somebody. And I will tell you, I deep dived on some conversations on Twitter just to kind of see what the reactions were. And I will tell you what, there are some assholes out there who
Well,
just went off about how, like, if you think that Trump should still be alive right now, you're the problem. Trump should have died. Like, this is his karma for everything that he's done in this world. You know, it's too bad that this guy missed him. Would have been better for our country for this guy to die. And people are writing back like, really? Like, you're wishing that an actual human being got shot and assassinated, and over political differences? Like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And they're like, I'm not ashamed of myself at all.
That's the thing, especially in
it's-
this climate, like in a supposedly civilized world, like they're not doing heinous acts. Like, you can make an argument that, like, you know, someone should have assassinated Hitler earlier, right? But he was doing heinous things. He was marching through other countries, taking over. He was killing Jews by the millions.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the scary thing is some of those probably aren't even real.
that's true too. I mean, I know we
arguing
talked
with-
about that.
They're arguing with
the
the
bots.
bots.
Yeah, we
Like-
did talk about that as well.
Well, I can't remember if I sent that video
Yeah,
or someone
about
else
the comment wall
where
or
they
whatever.
have like that giant wall of all these phones connected and then run by one computer, and they're all just creating like
They
they're
have like
saying
3 or
that there's
4
a
laptops
large
up, and they're just
they're saying that a huge percentage of most of those comments are not from real people. And again, like the easiest way for another country, for another one of our enemies to take our country down, because we are an empire, we are a massive empire, and empires don't get defeated. They crumble from within.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
the best
and-
way they can do it, is destroy us from within.
Yeah, and I think that's also why Elon, when he bought Twitter, his whole thing was because when he bought it, he released all the, like, I mean, there was the Twitter files, right? Where they were withholding
I remember
things on Trump and all that stuff. But also, on the other side of things, they were also reporting false numbers on active users because, like, 70 or 80% of the accounts on
right.
Twitter were bots.
Yeah.
They were
so
fake.
crazy.
And so I think Elon's been doing a lot of work, if not already, but I think he's been getting rid of loads of those bots. And I don't know how many are left now, but hopefully he's got some sort of system in place where
But there's
not
so many other places that don't get, like,
I
you have
know.
Instagram, you have TikTok, which
Yeah.
are two of the biggest, and I
know.
don't think they're doing anything about it.
Well,
Yeah.
have you seen that thing where an AI bot still worked around the AI detection? Mm-hmm. Like
Really?
an AI somehow reached out to a human
Right.
to pass
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah,
test.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
There are websites where you can hire people to do stuff for you. So it hired someone to go through the captcha for it, so it could get in and do its task.
That's so wild. So wild. Well, how long has this been running?
Friggin', we made it to 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Ooh,
Man, I don't know.
Been crazy.
Did we know if this was going to run an hour? Or?
hey, I was just putting options out there.
I knew.
I mean,
I knew once we threw some gas on
Right?
the fire, it was going to be going for a bit.
Told you. Well, I mean, a cool other side note, like he just picked his VP, Trump did at the
Yes.
RNC and stuff. JD Vance,
Yeah, why didn't he go with his old VP?
He didn't want
Pence,
it.
Yeah, Pence.
they
Mike
hate
Pence?
each other.
Oh, do they?
So a big part of the whole January 6th thing, which I still want to dive more into because
Doesn't add up.
it doesn't add up. All the video I've seen, nobody's doing anything.
They're just
It's
marching
weird.
around the
Yeah.
But
But the claims are that, and I heard this from a friend today. The claims are that Trump was basically telling people that we should hang Pence and like all this stuff. Like they were not well at the end of the presidency and stuff.
oh, okay.
Like Pence is a pretty like straight laced like guy
Yeah.
that's like this should be all we should be all like good and like I don't know the words. I've lost the
which
words
it
for
showed in his debates with Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
But
Massive cognitive decline.
I feel dumber every time I see her.
both of
I
them.
have her quotes pulled up here.
Let's
the
hear
ones
it.
that you
Let's hear
shared.
it. Yes.
So these are Kamala quotes.
Oh, that's right.
Here,
I remember now.
wait. Can I have Cam read it in her voice?
Can I do her voice?
You just did it earlier. You
Was
did
it actually
great.
good though?
Yes.
I didn't think I even did
Dude,
it
you
good.
knocked it out of the park.
Let me see it again. Oh gosh. Oh, this is it's so dumb. It is time for us to do what we've been doing. And that time is every day. You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? You exist in the context of all in which you live and what came before you. Okay.
Dude, they're so bad.
They get better.
The significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is a great significance to the passage of time.
What the freak, dude?
I'm telling you, these are real words from a real human being.
That
In power.
hurts.
And it's
That hurts.
like, I don't know. This is the kind of stuff, because I watch this and I'm like, how do the people who support them watch this and go, yes. We know community banks are in the community and understand the needs and desires of that community, as well as the talent and capacity of community.
Really? You
So
don't
Ukraine is a country in Europe.
say. Uh-huh.
It exists next to another country called Russia.
Uh-huh.
Russia is a bigger country.
Uh-huh.
Russia is a powerful country.
Okay.
Russia decided to invade a smaller country called Ukraine. So basically, that's wrong. And
What?
it goes against everything we stand for.
No way. She said that. No.
Oh,
You know what?
Really?
she's
You know what these quotes remind me of? Is it reminds me of the Friends episode where Joey is gonna give his speech at Chandler and Monica's wedding,
Oh yeah.
and he's like, "What is it?" I can't even remember how he says it.
It's like that.
Shoot.
I know over time that you guys will grow to love and cherish each other, and that
And that cherish will
that
turn
cherish
to
will
love,
turn
or-
into love. And he just keeps repeating.
and that love will cherish.
Yeah,
Yes.
he just keeps repeating what he keeps saying, and they're like, "That's great, Joe. I think you can do a little better than that."
We did it, Joe.
Oh my gosh.
So like, it's unreal. And did you see though recently? I saw this guy and he's like, where has Kamala Harris been? I feel like she disappeared for like 4 years,
Honestly,
and now
though.
she's here at the All-Star game. And look at these players' faces, and it like pans to like the All-Star basketball players, and she's just walking up and talking to them with her camera crew, and literally one of them is just like.
Who is this lady?
All of them are like, what the freak are you doing here? Like she did though.
No.
She disappeared.
She seriously
did.
did. Like when you look back on it, like, you know, seeing Pence with Trump, and even like the VPs back with who was it during the 9/11 attacks and stuff? What was his
Bush.
name? Bush and stuff
Bush
like that.
Jr.
Bush
Yeah.
and Cheney.
Yeah, like you'd see them all the time. They'd make their statements, all that stuff. But like Harris, she was there for like the first year, and after that, like you haven't seen her
like it was-
until now that it's getting back into re-election season. Like now she's making her face shown again.
I feel like they had to have hit her. They're like, no. Like hid with a D, not a T.
Yeah, and,
They were hiding her
Hid.
because ever since she was supposed to go down to the border wall, she never did. And like she just vanished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She talked about AI once. That was stupid. AI it stands for two big words. Okay, artificial intelligence. It's an intelligence that's artificial.
Is that really what she said?
Pretty dang
Oh,
pretty
close.
close.
Yeah.
I saw
Like-
that one.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
I love the one where
Pray
she,
for us.
the one where she was like, what was it? Today is today is tomorrow today, and yesterday was today yesterday, and like she goes on. Like,
And tomorrow
Tomorrow is today. Tomorrow. So today we have to think about tomorrow.
Wow.
Holy cow!
Living in the now, unburdened by yesterday.
Like I feel like it's those high thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's mind-boggling to me. I just want what's best for this country.
That's all I want.
I just want what's best for all of my American citizens, all my brothers and sisters in this country. I love this place.
And you know what? I've said it before, and I believe I've said it before on this podcast. You're telling me that these are the two best people we can
dude.
find
I
to
know.
run this country.
That's
Like,
what makes me so mad.
You've got a senile old man who knows what the hell he's going through. You're starting to just feel really bad for him. And even
It's
Trump,
elder abuse.
I think
we know what it is. It's elder abuse.
Even Trump points it out. Like Trump was like, I don't even know what he said, so I can't retaliate to that. So go America or what, whatever.
Oh, yeah. But frankly, I don't know what he just said. Frankly, I don't think he knows what he just said.
But I mean, and I
Poor guy just needs to be done.
am not praising Trump in any way, shape, or form. I do think that, he does have a little bit more sense on political aspect as far as how the country needs to be ran and helping lower, our inflations and stuff like that. Yeah. Personally, that's just me personally, whether you believe that or not, it is what it is.
Comments
But-
may have to be turned off on this podcast.
Yeah, but that being said, though, you're telling me that these are the two best people that we have to run this country.
Yeah, no.
There are better people out there that can do a better job who are younger.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I like his pick. His vice president pick is like 37.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I saw a picture of him. I was like, dude, this guy's a baby.
I don't think
compared
I've
to-
seen anyone in the presidential running since my life that was below
Right?
50.
Yeah.
Well, we need to put on term limits, and we need to have like
Well, same for
what's
for,
it
for the
called
whole-
when you have a draft, you have the combine. We need a presidential combine where they need to perform physical acts. If you can't,
No, they gotta-
you can't
they
complete
have
it,
to-
you're done.
They have to
You're too
perform
old.
presidential acts under the fly. Like they're sitting in their room and like these things come across the desk. It's like, they're launching nukes at us. What do we do? They're like, do this. It's like, no, what about that? Like literally just make them do all these
No,
things.
man, I
and
want
we're
to see
like,
them
okay.
high jump. I want to see them try and throw
That's
a
the thing is there's an
football.
obstacle course in the
There you
Oval
go.
Office.
That reminds me of the Simpsons movie where it's Arnold Schwarzenegger who is the president or whatever. And he brings in, they're like, Mr. President, I've got 6 choices for you for what we can do with Springfield right now. We need you to choose one. He goes, I was elected to lead, not to read. Number 3.
Well,
was elected to
it's like how
true.
Biden was able to choose not to do the cognitive test.
Yeah, what
it's
the
like
heck?
I don't think he should be allowed to choose.
No.
No.
And that goes for anyone. Like,
Well, and Trump even said it. He's like, I'll take it.
yeah.
Let's both take it.
Well,
Let's
and
take
it's
it together.
all of Congress. Like, what was it? One time they released everyone who still has a seat there, and it's like the youngest one was still in their 70s or something like that.
Dude,
Like,
we need a
And again,
radical
I
change.
go back to like, sure, a lot of people hate him, but it's like, if the people who have been in power, who have not made our lives any better, are afraid of him being in power, it makes me wonder if what he's doing is going to be a lot better for the country because they're scared because they're in power. They have power. They have money. They make way too much money.
do
Congress
make
should
way
not
too
make
much
that much
money.
money. They should make almost no money. Like,
and they should not be able to day trade.
oh, exactly. Freaking
Come on.
on.
Come on. Come on.
But like, and that's the thing.
Insider trader
is
knowledge.
when all the people who are benefiting from these positions are afraid of Trump, that's what makes me like him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think, if I had to pick a president, I would pick Mr. Beast. That's who I would.
Dude, I would pick the guy from Independence Day.
Which
Bill
one?
Pullman.
Bill
Yeah,
Pullman?
yeah. The one who gives the best speech
Yep.
ever.
Yeah.
We will not go quietly
Into the night. We will not go down without a fight.
We will live on.
So good, dude. That's an inspiring.
I need to
president
watch
right
that
there.
movie. I wanted to
So
watch it on
good.
July 4th.
I
and
should've.
Jess
I
was
didn't
like,
think
no.
I watch that every year on July 4th.
Dude, I watch it.
Perfect.
My kids are
It's
too
the
young.
perfect
No.
July
Kids are
4th
too young
movie.
yet.
It is. I shouldn't say on July 4th. It's usually on the week of the 4th, but it's my annual movie every year.
It's a holiday movie.
Yep.
It's exactly what it is.
Agreed. I just watched Men in Black again.
Not the second one, though.
Still good?
The first one, great. The second one is not that good.
Is that the
Really?
one with the girl?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's.
The third one, though, amazing.
I need
Wait,
to
the
watch that
girl?
one now.
What was the third one?
With
again?
it's with the like underwear model lady that's like a pile of alien snakes or whatever.
Had Johnny
it's-
Knoxville.
It's they made the
With the
same
second
mistake.
head.
They made the mistake that a lot of movies around that time did, and they leaned too far into CGI that wasn't good.
What was the third one?
When he goes back in time,
And Josh Brolin
Josh
plays.
Brolin, yes.
He
that
plays
was
a
good one.
perfect.
that came out like a decade after. Like it was a
yeah.
long time after.
Dude,
What's Kay's name? The guy who plays Kay.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, he plays a perfect Tommy Lee Jones.
Dude, and watching the first one made me remember how much I liked Tommy Lee Jones. He's so good. So funny.
Dude, the monster in the third one was terrifying. The guy that shot
Oh,
the
yeah.
things out of his hands.
I forgot. I need to rewatch it. The second one is where you got the Bolchinian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Bolchinian. He's like,
Did you like the Chris Hemsworth one?
I did not see that.
it was, yeah. I mean, it was all right.
It was actually pretty
It
good.
was all right. I'm very good at looking at movies and just going, like,
It's
a
its,
movie.
it's its own movie.
Even if it's a sequel or whatever, I'm like, I'm just watching it for its own value. It's probably not going to do any justice to any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll just watch it as its own thing.
Yep, 100%.
Well, I'm going to call this here. I know that we made some wild, not accusations, wild promises
We just noticed things.
early in the episode where we were going to do segments.
I told you.
Yeah, way
not
to bring
I
that
told
up.
you not to.
Not doing that
Bring
again.
that up.
Not doing that again. We're just going to have headliners.
In fairness, we kind of said this one was going to be just about the assassination
Assassination?
Assassination.
Words are hard today.
attempt.
Assass.
And then if we didn't have enough time, then we would roll into our stuff. So
Yeah. Well, it ended
don't
up
know.
taking the full hour, so I can promise you the next one is going to be a vomit because we're going to roll right into it after this one, but you won't get it till next week. Hashtag, just because I thought of it, sassafras,
Sassafras.
because that kind of is what it sounded
take
like
it.
that he said.
I like it.
Yes.
How do you even spell that?
That's
However
for
you
them
want.
to decide.
Okay, all right.
I don't even know if it's a word. Is
It is.
sassafras a word?
Yeah.
it's a
I
word.
always on Looney Tunes, Sylvester the cat would always order sassafras tea.
Interesting.
Oh, I was gonna say I always thought he said it, but no, it's suffering succotash.
Succotash.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Suffering succotash. But no, he'd always a little bit of sassafras tea.
Anyway, tune in next week. We have lots of good stuff for you. I purposefully went through and made all these little different headlines so that we could have topics to range through the next episode. It's going to be great. Hopefully you don't hate us. Hopefully you joined in on the comedy and in the conspiracy. And just know that our hearts are only for the well-being of everyone.
And I'm gonna end it
And I
with
think,
this.
wait, hold on. And I
Okay.
think that is why politics are so intriguing and so invasive and just they can tear people apart is because all anyone wants is the best for everyone. And that's why they're leaning so hard. And how you attempt to get there is however you feel. But yeah, what do you want to end with?
I'm gonna end it with this. I don't care who gets to be president this time because next time the president is gonna be the guy to your right. No,
This is my left.
right. Oh, your left. Sorry.
This
You're
guy,
left. You're
nah,
left.
he,
Oh, I think
I-
you're talking about Chris.
No,
he's not gonna be president.
that guy right there, Mr.
I
Wayne,
don't
the
think
Rock
he'd show up
Johnson.
on time.
Yeah, he might be a few hours, like 8 hours late, I hear. Like a lot. Anyway, we'll end it on that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying to the end. And we'll see you next time.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Arrivederci.
Ciao.
And thanks for being part of this crowd.
Be nice to each other in the comments.
Or I'll put you in timeout.